in the title. I am going to show you FNCS Party Royal at 1 p.m. Guys, 1 p.m. About like probably 30 or 15 minutes. I hope you enjoy.
Okay, we have Mr. Deathbreast Agent.
Where is he?
Right here.
That can't be. That's not Mr. Fresh. He wears no black bling.
Oh, yeah.
I've already got one viewer. Hi, one viewer. I'm playing PC. I mean PlayStation. Right. Comment down below who. Wait.
Where's your one viewer? I don't see you. Oh, there's 2 viewers.
Hi. I want to see who that is. I want to see. Hi, the ball, please. How are you, everybody? How are you doing?
I'll read the comments.
Now I've got speech. The comment is speech on, so it just automatically does, Aaron. Right? So you don't need to read any of my comments. Oh, thank you for tuning in the stream. Thank you for tuning in to the stream, guys. Thank you very much. I'm gonna see who's chatting. I just want to know. Hello, hi, good, nice, hi. Hi.
Oh,
so we have to.
The chat is pretty good.
So
nice, good.
I don't need you to talk. Aaron, I don't need you to talk. I've got speech to go.
Hey, my name isn't Art. My name is Artful.
Yeah, that's your real name. So guys, I've got the Art Flaren. So Art Flaren ain't gonna read my comments because I've got speech to talk. So like when someone comments, I can hear it through my headset. So this is my second day of playing PC. I hope you like this stream.
2 people, 1 people like your video, and I'll just like it, boy.
Nice, 4 people in my stream. Thank you for joining. Thank you for tuning in the stream.
Everybody like Taylor's video. What are you making right now? I want to see them likes. Let me see them likes.
I want to see them likes, guys. Make sure to comment and subscribe.
We only have 2 likes.
Make sure to subscribe on this stream for more good content and hit the notification bell. Aaron, I don't need you to tell me everything, Aaron. Right?
I'm smart.
Please don't tell me everything.
I'm the smartest one in the family.
Aaron, please don't tell me.
I'm the smartest one in the family.
If you don't tell me anything on my stream, and just comment, I will put your link in the description.
Fine.
That's a promise. So everybody after this stream, go check his channel out. Subscribe. Right?
How do you spell like and subscribe?
Like and subscribe. 3 people watching his live stream. That's it. Don't know. I think I know how I've got 3 viewers, Aaron. Just look. Look. Fortnite. Playing PC. All caps. Event Party Royal FNCS. I'm going to go on my stream and just go down below and just look at the things.
Okay, you know you're looking up in the air. Your stream is getting bored of looking at in the air.
Oh, is that the big show? Is that the bull plays? I want to know, because if it is, I will add you. Is this the bull plays? Where is it? Where is it? Is this you? The bull plays. Who said that? I like the vid. Right.
Ew, why none of you guys giving me a request? What are you gonna say?
Because they don't know your name.
Right, I think I'll tell you my name, alright? You can look up to show them my username. Go up in there. If you want to see my name, just see it real quick. and take a photo. So that's my name, ABR 2012. And write in the chat if that is you.
Who's little flipping putting paint on us?
Well, definitely not me.
Chat. Right, I want you to leave subscribe for this event, please. It's because I'm close to Alright, I'm gonna invite you, Big Show.
Dude,
The Bull Players 7. Is that you, the Big Show? I want to know. Quick. Is that you?
write in the chat.
Yo.
Or in the chat.
Right, who said you?
Listen in the chat.
Right. You.
I only can say yo in the chat.
Right, I don't know who said yo.
Oh, we got 6 people watching.
Hey, thank you, everyone. Thank you for 6 viewers.
Okay, going on that again for me.
What?
Yeah, little blood what keep on happening.
Hi, Big Show.
Hi.
Are you on my stream?
Yeah, I'm the one watching your stream right now.
Hey!
Yo, what's up?
What's up? I'm on PC, by the way, so I'm not going to be that good. Oh, thank you for 7 viewers, everyone. I hope you like this. Oh, right. Everybody. Everybody, it's playing. Everybody stop putting bounce
Good
pads
job.
down. What?
Oh,
Thank you, Samuel Cooper.
it good. Yeah, can you add me too?
Aqua. Hey, Aqua. What is up, man? Like,
The big
I didn't know.
shout out to you. the big
Starting
show.
soon. Everybody. Hi.
Oh no, guys, I'll be right back.
Everybody put hype in the chat if you're hyped. Everybody put hype in the chat if you're hyped. Everybody, is everybody hyped? Oh, Aqua coming in with big things.
I don't know who.
Everybody, what?
I don't know who.
Have to go, alright.
Have to
Alright,
go.
you have to go, right. I don't really mind if you have to go because you can come later. You can come on my stream when it's finished and watch. So that's okay. Come on, big YouTube and Switch.
When you get back.
Come on. Can people stop grappling on the screens?
Oh my god, I'm doing the splits right now.
Don't do the splits, sir.
Okay, halak.
Hey, don't do that. Safety.
Oh my god, the cheese.
Safety.
My cheeses.
Hey, safety, and I don't want to get strike off YouTube, man.
Oh my god.
Everybody, thank you for tuning in the stream. It's very appreciated. And could people stop grappling on the flipping screen? Hi. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Start getting better view from your stream. Oh, I'm actually gonna. Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm missing the whole content from the team now.
Guys, make sure I like and subscribe. Do you want me to put some non-copyrighted music on, guys? It's a little bit laggy at the screen. Come on, from, make it from, yes! Oh, like, honestly.
Keep on doing that!
Stop, Aaron.
Oh my god, please keep on doing it!
Aaron, stop it.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll just keep on doing that. I'm just gonna ruin the content for everybody else.
No, you dare.
I'm ruining the content for everybody else.
No.
Okay, if you have your album.
I'm going up here for an amazing view. And there's grapplers.
Jump if you can hear me. Whoever jumps, I won't fast pad them.
Clickbait.
Clickbait. It's not clickbait, mate. It's actually real.
Clickbait, we're not having it. We're not having it, mate. No clickbait.
Guys, this is not clickbait. Like, actually, it's actually live right now. It's not even clickbait.
I went through the screen. I'm in through the screen.
Yeah, guys, it's not actually clickbait. Like, if you're gonna say clickbait, I will kick you.
Yeah. Whatever children say clickbait.
Like,
We are children, boy.
Aaron. 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes.
Can I invite my sister? Is that okay?
Right, so guys. It's not clickbait. Like, I'll even show you. Look, I'm not clickbaiting this. If it was a clickbait, I would have put it in the stream, but it's not. Can people stop doing that?
Yeah, I know you got bad stream snipers.
Obviously. Yeah, who's in the stream? I want to shout them out. So, the 4 people in our stream, a massive shout out to you. If I do that, would you go away?
What?
Oh my, I'm gonna tell you all.
Fine, I won't learn it. I'm gonna jump away. Fine. I'm dead. I'm dead now. Are you happy?
Good.
Alright.
Watch me stream then.
Fine, I'll watch you jump the
In comments.
Actually, wait, I won't let FNC after. Frick.
I need you to comment in my stream to get us 100. Not.
Not clickbait.
Thank you, Flaren, for saying not clickbait. Appreciate it. Thank you, Flaren.
I'm doing some reason.
Thank Flaren. Everybody, thank Flaren for saying it's not clickbait. Thanks, Flaren.
What No.
Guys, this is FNCS. 1 minute remaining till it starts. Everybody, comment down below if you're hyped. This is the Asia Grind final highlights. Then this is the highlights of people. Then the real things in like
I don't
1 minute and 30 seconds, guys.
I don't know where the heck you are. I lost you.
Go to the big screen over there.
I don't know where you are. I found you, mother. I found you, dada.
Guys, I'm gonna go AFK for you guys so you can see.
And Terry, do you want to play some basketball while we at it?
Yeah. We'll be back when it starts in 1 minute.
Come on. Oh, Larry.
going on, Fortnite fam? Welcome to the Fortnite Champion Series.
Hey!
Yesterday, we find ourselves here at the summit, the Fortnite Champion Series Grand Finals. After today, one player in every region will be able to hold the axe of champions high. The hype is here. We are excited, and we cannot wait to get into things. If you're joining us in Party Royale, what's up, everybody? Thanks for having us. We're here to have a good time, watch some cool Fortnite action, and of course, don't forget to use your favorite emotes, throw the grenades around, purple, orange, whatever your favorite color is. We'll have a great time. With that being said, I'm your host, Zeke. Joining us here on the analyst desk, we got Shy Wafer, we got Bala TW.
Okay.
Guys, I mean, the hype is so real right now.
Real quick.
Everybody subscribe and you write in the chat.
And every other amazing, awesome
I'm
word,
just gonna
because
move
we've
away
been
so I can
watching along
hear.
with these guys playing the FNCS solos for so many weeks, and right now, this weekend, today, it's the finale.
Yeah, it couldn't be more exciting because grand finals for FNCS always means that we get some very, very exciting competitive Fortnite action, and we're going to bring the energy, we're going to bring the fire, and I know these players are too.
Oh man, of course, we are going to get into the show, but first, very quickly, do not forget, we are tuning into all things EU. We are going to take a break, and then later on, we'll be back to wrap up NA East on the day. With that being said, let's take a look at the format itself. Yesterday, we saw the Heats break down 100 players, but only the top 25 advanced, and now they find themselves here in the Grand Finals.
Everybody who's hyped.
Heats, these
Right in the
were
chat if you
happening
are
yesterday. Now it's the
hyped.
100 best players, all the way from the thousands, hundreds of thousands that's played, 6 final matches, 1 FNCS
Guys,
champion
who's
per region,
hyped in this?
And this is the format that breaks everything down.
Oh my, who's hyped, guys?
If you're
Who's
unfamiliar,
actual
you get points for-
hyped?
You get points for placement, you get points for elimination. 14 points total for placing highest, for achieving that victory royale, and that will matter so much over all of everything, but you've got to find the balance. You've got to find some eliminations, because that is kind of some guaranteed points every time you pick one up. And the placements, well, you gotta see how it is. It's very difficult to actually accrue these in a competitive game.
That's right, man. 100 of the very best will clash and battle it out. Now, of course, what's on the line here? The Axe of Champions will be that trophy that they can take into game
Who's
and
hyped?
let the others in the lobby recognize them as a champion, but also take a look at your prizing breakdown here. $80,000 for first place, and of course, everyone that has made it this
Who is
far will walk away
hyped?
with something.
Write in the
which is
chat if you're
awesome to
hyped.
see. And I mean, even if they were to place, say, last, you still have to recognize these are 100 of the best players in EU.
Who is
Make
hyped
sure
in this
you
stream?
recognize
Isn't
them
this
for their
epic?
skill.
Yeah,
Here's
this
the
is
overall
epic.
breakdown
Everybody,
of EU.
right now,
$100,000
like and
available there.
subscribe.
Everybody in the
Later,
chat,
you know,
comment
other
if you're
regions breaking
hyped
down there
for
as well.
this to
We'll
go
take a look
down.
at in a moment, but real quick, guys, I gotta talk about something that's near and dear to my heart, and that's Batman. Genius comes in many forms. Whether you're dangerously funny, creating havoc with wild plants, or flooding the in madness. Become everyone's nemesis with the Last Laugh bundle featuring the Joker, Poison Ivy, Midas Rex, matching cosmetics, and 1,000 V-Bucks. You can pre-order the bundle through your favorite retailers, and it will be available on November 17th. So definitely check out the blog for all the details. And if you can't wait for more DC characters, Harley Quinn, Catwoman, and my personal favorite Batman will be back in the item shop for a limited time. Get their cosmetic
Guys,
sets
who
before they
is
disappear into the
hyped?
night. And of course, let's not forget Joyride has hit the game, and we will not be seeing vehicles in the competitive playlist, so just keep that in mind as we are watching. Now, guys, I did kind of touch on it just a moment ago. We do have those other regions that are facing off. We should probably check with OCE and see how things are going.
Yeah, I think we should,
OC,
for sure, because
Oceania.
the competition over there was a preview of everybody else. These guys got the first taste of the Grand Finals action, and if you watched last night, it was certainly nice. And we got to award our first Axe of Champions.
Yep, the
Believe
axe
it's
is given
second.
out all the way
Hello?
towards the winner.
Hello,
This
I'm
means
gonna
that
mute
having
you
that
so my
next
stream
season
can hear.
Towards the entire next season is going to be awesome to see. The winner of OCE overall was, of course, Jinx, RNG, Jinxie Fishy, and total points of 75, the Oceanic champion. What a run that he had above the rest.
was good.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. And this man was contested too. For yours unfamiliar with what that means.
Good
That
job,
means off spot when he
RNG.
dropped, there was somebody
Rinks,
fighting him,
Fishy.
which means that it's very difficult
Jinx,
to do what he
Fishy.
did.
GG's.
But 75 points. And something else to note about Jinx, this is a man of stature.
Fresh! Fresh is number 6 on the
So
leaderboard.
he's already holding on to that
Fresh
active
is on the
champion.
leaderboard,
He
guys.
gets to maintain
Wait.
going into this season.
6th place.
Winners stay winning because this ball from second place all the way down to 10th.
He-
Very familiar names.
Well done,
Reflex,
Mr. Appreciation. You
Asphyx,
let it go
Rax,
first place.
Worthy
Well
all the way
done.
up to second. Zore, Leia, Moose, Link at 7th, and then Fresh at 6th, who was playing so phenomenally over during the day. Had some help as well from chat, as well as Arab coaching him throughout the entire process. Past that, too, on the second pace of Oceania. 11th down to 20th place. It is the same names we keep seeing, but look how close it was overall. Look at the prize money these guys got broken down. 40 points down to 36. Mounted holding 11th. RBK, I don't know, which is Volks holding down all the way to the 20th slot.
Such a close competition, and this is going to be a nice identifier here as we get ready for EU. I mean, watch these point thresholds. Look at how close that is. We will more than likely see this in EU unless someone decides to break away. With that being said, though, Asia also has a champion. Fram number 1, holding down that number 1 spot, 47 points. No victorials, but 11 elimination and an average placement of 25th. That in itself is a statement to be made.
Everybody
Now,
give
he will
Fram a
hold
round
the
of
Axe
applause.
Champions pie.
But it was so close, Zeke. Look at the eliminations, 11 for him over 6 games. That is slightly under 2 elims. And you know what? It counts. Everything matters. Tiebreakers certainly do in this case. 3 people tied for points at first place. That is ridiculous. Unheard of. Haruhiko coming in second, and Peter Pan. Unfortunately, these guys fell with the tiebreaker of eliminations. Fram will win the Asia region.
Still, another tiebreaker back-to-back, 44 points, 4 ways through, from 3rd all the way down to 7th place. That is insane to see. Still, that story continues on the second page. Asia was so close, so competitive. And as you mentioned, Bala, every elimination did indeed matter. Once again, Rizart down to Riru from 11th to 13th place. They were tied. You go all the way down to 18th to 20th. Wildhawk, Bob, these guys were tied too, and it was their individual performance every game that stood out. So remember, every single game we've watched today, every single play matters the most.
That's right, man. And this is something we're going to talk about for the whole time, right? Is every interaction matters. Every time 2 people square up, one of them will be eliminated, while the other is allowed to continue moving and continue earning those points, while the other that lost has to wait. They have to reset and come back into the game with a fresh mindset and hope to earn more points.
And these guys have been doing it all weekend long since Friday. They've been playing in these set lobbies, these very difficult
Tonight,
games.
guys, I'm just gonna turn the sound up.
We got 10 people coming.
Of qualified players, and that is just 1/5.
And they've gone through so many different hurdles. We had 4 heats in total, top 25s qualifying from each and every one, down to the final 100 players. These guys are at the top of their game, and they're going to be playing against other people who are used to winning. On this page alone, I'm looking at Scouts, Kezix, Seven Tour, Mongrel, big, insane, legendary names looking to get another title under their belt.
Reason was on that page
Gigi's
too.
Mongrel.
One Heat 4 against people like Letwick. Flawless came out of Heat 1 with a dominant performance. We're going to be looking at him to see if he can maintain a good start out of the early game. Tayson, who had the first start in Heat 2 with the back-to-back victory royales, and we've talked about the format, how much that matters. His lead was almost insurmountable after only 2 games.
And whether you're watching in-game in Party Royale or anywhere online, just pick a name over here, follow it through, find a new favorite player, and follow your favorite old ones too, like Letchi, like Fasroki, XWeez2, who's an insane winner, winning back-to-back games through all stages of the competition. These guys are about to play some of the hardest games of their lives and are going to give us some of the best Fortnite we have ever watched.
And yesterday was literally like a little taste of that, right? And we've seen these pockets of people already setting their eyes on grand finals. Today will bring some of the best Fortnite we've ever seen. I mean, there's no way of knowing. Will someone break away and hold off strong? Will people go head to head and kind of pull each other back? And at the very end, someone will cross the finish line No way of knowing, guys. This will all unfold before our very eyes.
Yeah, I mean, Zeke usually asks me the question, who do you think is going to win? I'm going to answer before you get to ask any one of these 100 players because they all deserve it, 100%, all the way up to this point. I'm serious. It's anyone's game. Every single person on all those pages for Europe are so good.
And I want to add one thing to that, too, because it might be anybody's game, but also think about the fact that one player after all of this, out of 100, is going to be walking away the winner, the champion. That is just mind-blowing to me.
Yesterday, we got to see the top 25 move on, and we thought about which 75 would fall. Now it's the 99 that will not make the cut. With that being said, though, let's take a look at a replay that has led us to this point.
Yeah. If you haven't joined us on the broadcast just yet, there was 4 heats to play through, and each of those had 100 players. Top 25 moved on from every single one of them. We're watching the winner of heat number 1, and we're highlighting him because he won in a surprising fashion, coming out from behind and dueling a lot of other top players, and he did it with style, winning a game with something like 5 eliminations and then taking the lead from there and being consistent all the way through. That's why Advise is certainly somebody to pay attention to.
Yeah, the name to remember is Wave Advise, especially anyone having Wave in front of their names. But just look at the way he broke down every game. It wasn't something under control for him at all times. It was always back against the wall, but always found a way through to win every single time.
And he was dueling against players like Clement, who are going to be here today. But moving on into Heat 2, if you missed that one, this was electric. This was fantastic. We already talked about Tayson's back-to-back, but he did it again with style, too. That's why we have to keep an eye on him going into this. And there's some interesting things about him. We saw a sneak peek about that landing spot, and that's where our previous FNCS Invitational Solos champion came from, his duo partner, Janice.
And Janice is playing today too, so these guys will have to face off against each other at the same drop spot in the same end games, and it's unpredictable as to what will actually end up breaking down.
There's another player too in that heat. It was Kinzel. They ended up dueling. Also somebody who came out of Steamy Stack, so we'll have to keep that in mind. But moving into Heat 3, this is something that caught a lot of people by surprise. Why? Because Xweez, while he has been pretty consistent overall, his placements in FNCS and other tournaments like that, nobody expected what he did throughout the qualifiers. Nobody expected a second place on day 3, into a first place on day 4, into a first place in the heat yesterday.
The most surprising performance by far, absolutely, and the most impressive in style. XP's always puts himself into positions where he can show his flair, show his aim, and give us a good insight to what shots he likes to take. All these shots always culminate to a win. Just look how fast he is past edits, landing the bullets that he needs to land to be able to get eliminations and then win games close range, 4 people back to back, and he did this in multiple games.
And that's not all. While Xweez might have dominated his heats, there's still one more. To find the last 25 players, we have to go through one of the most difficult ones overall. There was players like Mongrel in the next heat. There was players like Reason. And those two have been going back-to-back against each other for quite some time, starting from the day 1 3 weeks ago. But Reason showed up again. And even though they dueled and took first and second in this heat, Reason seemed to come out far and ahead, the champion of that heat. And for one reason, I think, no pun intended, the Holly Hedges uncontested drop spot.
Yeah, with no one fighting you down early game, you have a huge advantage on playing the rest of your game out, going for positions, going for wins. That being said, though, Reason and Mongrel are going to be able to battle it out once again here today in these grand finals, and it's the final round for these guys to wrap up their story.
This is so good.
And the important thing to note from Reason, he did win back-to-back in heat number 4 yesterday against players like Letwick, who had even Kit Shockwave Launcher to try to put him down. He does not care and will go for the biggest streak of 2 back-to-back games in terms of eliminations and wins. So that total amount of points, ridiculous from Reason. We'll have to see if he's in form today.
That's the biggest question across the board, right? Who is in form? A lot of these players, they already know the field. They've already scouted each other out. And just like we've done our research, they have too. Now the question is, who will hold strong and who will walk away the champion? With that being said, guys, it is time to get into the first game of the day here in EU. So let's get ready to toss it over to our casters. We've got Clay Staling and Sundown to take us through all the action. Gentlemen, over you.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Jonesies, Bonesies, he's, she's, theys, and thems, welcome to the first game of the FNCS Grand Finals in EU, and I hope you got your popcorn ready, whether it's literally or the emote in Party Royale, because this game is about to be a blast.
I am ready for seeing all the action unfold. I hope everybody's got their favorite emote out, whether it be take a seat, whether they're with their glow sticks out raving. I'm ready. I know you're ready, Sundown. It's going to be amazing.
Enough from us. Let's take us into game number one. The analyst desk set it up so well. Shout outs to Zeke, Bala, and Showager. But now we're into match number one. This is it. 6 games to decide who will walk away with that Axe of Champions. Who will be the top player in arguably the most competitive region in Fortnite. It does have the most participants, and there's $800,000 up for grabs here. And here's the initial drop spot.
And it looks like everyone's sticking true to where they planned on dropping. We have 3 players in Steamy. We've got, I think, only 1 or 2 players there in Patty Corner, the 4 in Lazy Lake that we've seen time and time and again from Europe. And, of course, we've got Rezon and Holly Hedges, and it seems like he may be alone.
And one of the best comments I think I saw coming out is, wow, everyone is really scared of Rezon. And if you look at some of those early game drop spots, both in heats and I'm assuming now in the grand finals, everyone stays really far away from him, and you can see that in the bottom right-hand corner on the map. Not a single triangle remotely close to him representing another player. That's because he's done such a good job over the course of the entirety of this tournament to stake out the claim, and then also getting a nice little elite chest right there, granting him the legendary burst AR, and he's set to go now. He can begin his rotation and head to center zone. He has those 6 crafts to now just farm the materials he needs and transition into the mid game. However, we've seen him go aggressive time and time again with the similar loadout, as now we swing on over.
And you saw how careful he was being. He wasn't taking a chance looting that chest. He didn't want anything to go wrong in game number 1, because that sets the pace of your games going forward. Whether you get out to a head start or whether you have to climb your way back from an unfortunate off-spawn elimination. However, Hen, on the other side of it, does have players nearby. Loadout not as great as what we just saw on Rezon, but someone that also did very well in the qualifiers. Came out, and I believe, got a 2nd place there in one of the days. He's got that Sniper Rifle territory, and he's looking. He's peppered up. He's looking for an elimination. I think he's going to be able to catch this play off guard. Snipe's going to come through. He's going to wait, and he does. Ardent's going to go down. Elimination comes over for him.
Brilliant. Particular, it's so hard to really know where your opponents are, keeping track of them. If somebody does get that first shot down and you're not able to react, it can be game ending. And going out there in 96, it's so hard, a 0-point game, and now you have to sit back and watch everyone else have fun while you're sitting there waiting for the next game. As now we hop on board, and Candy, who's going to be in the exact same situation as Milan, turns that one around. And someone who's really been playing a lot better as of late, Clay.
He has indeed, and I believe we have 2 Milans here in this grand final, so we've got a Lost Milan and Normal Milan, but both of them have been playing very, very well and have consistently been making it into that top 25. It seems like almost every single qualifier, so it's really good to see consistency being rewarded, especially with the way the format is. The format rewards those high-placing, high-consistent games, so if you're able to get to top 15, top 25, top 10 every single game, you're going to start to make your way to the top of the leaderboard.
And that's what the goal is for the end. We talked about so much yesterday how it's, hey, top 25 is all that matters. Well, here, everyone wants to be number 1. You have to walk away with that top spot. It's a solos competition if you want the grand prize in the Axe of Champions and all the clout that comes with saying, hey, I am the best player in my region after the weeks of qualifiers and then coming down to this. And Mr. X, who had a beautiful run yesterday to even get him here. The miracle, back-to-back-to-back eliminations, but now under pressure from Rifle, going to get in directly on top of him, but sticking straight to the AR spray. He didn't have a shotgun. That's what we talk about. Those early game fights, he just had the assault rifle and the SMG opting to stick with the AR, and I think that might have been the wrong call, as the SMG could have offered him slightly more damage in that situation, but Rifle comes through and punishes it.
And it was such a close call. That Siphon was just the difference maker once that elimination came through. You see, now on another engagement, it's between Wolfies and Maestro. Maestro running off this side on the front foot. The pedal is down. Maestro wants to just continue to push down. Shots go through. He's going to break through the wall. And Wolfies is going to go down.
That was a huge pickup there from Maestro Wolfies, who was the second place finisher in the duos of the World Cup. We've seen him play so aggressively, the young player from the UK, but when he's put on the back foot, it can be a little bit challenging there. Maestro did come through, got dropped down to 48 HP, but don't forget, in arena and tournament settings, there is that siphon enabled. That means when you eliminate an opponent, you will get either 50 HP or 50 shield back, depending on which one you end up needing. It prioritizes health first, and then they will also drop all of their materials, all of their loot, and an additional 150 materials, so an extra 15 builds that you can go over and sweep up. That ends up being really key, particularly in the mid and the late game now, as I'm on board here with a Ventex who takes 2 really big shots and is put on the back foot.
He is, but luckily enough for him, Crash does not have any shield pop. Now, it's not going to be as good as he is going to be finding time to get those minis in that big shield pop. And Intel over there needs to find an aggressive push into the box and needs to catch him off guard. If Ventex is not able to get this medkit off, this does not look well for them. But it seems like the medkit will be popped, so he does get back to fighting HP. Under 50 HP is enough to withstand some shots. As Crash is now on the back foot, that's exactly what he needed to do. He needed to turn that defense that he was waiting on into that offensive moment. And now Krez is in a very bad situation. 6 builds remaining. No HP to really work with. He's going to have to hit a really big charge shot there. Dana coming through, not going to connect on these shots. He goes in the box, but Krez just hits the shot, and that's another elimination for him.
And you talked about it. He needed to hit that big charge shot, holding it up and punishing the player. And particularly when you see 2 players box to box fighting with charged shotguns, it's really difficult if you're not able to get that finishing blow right away, like No Luck Nebby does there, finding Kira to close out the fight, because you can have. Oh, Nebby, what? Don't even forget my point there. Nebby showing the power of the hunting rifle, showing up, catching 2 players on the outside. However, look in the bottom right-hand corner. A 3rd player is now rotating by. So can Nebby get all of these resources and get out without getting engaged on? But those are 2 monstrous shots. He's got to feel confident there, and definitely not living up to his name. Plenty of luck going on.
And you took the words from my mouth. Nebby with an amazing aim there, just getting what he needed to get started. However, someone who is not having amazing luck is Janus right now. 134 effective HP. It means he fought either off spawn on rotation. Now he is going into the orchard, which does allow him these campfires and the apples that drop that give you 5 HP per consume. He's going to be in a good spot. He's able to really farm up. But Janus drops Steamy stacks. And look at his medal count. It was only 97. Amount of Steamy with only 97 medal is not what he's used to, and this is definitely impacting his game plan.
Yeah, and it's going to be tough there. Also, tons of players will know where he is, stoking that campfire, putting off the smoke signal. You can see him, those apples dropping, but instead opting to burn the extra wood. Good trade-off there and good awareness of where he was on the map. However, you do see Spen is lurking and trying to catch out the FNCS Invitational winner here. Janus over on the side, and he does. He gets him real quick. That's the problem. Again, we talk about it, the hunting rifle on the side. If you're not ready for it, it can be a game ender right there. You get caught out farming. And honestly, I think that's a little bit on Janus there. You don't want to be on the edge of the zone and caught gaining materials. Like, yes, you did just get in. You can feel safe. You're back up at that 100 health, 100 shield threshold. But you have to know other players are rotating from that side and going to be behind you. And Spen is actually going to get harassed there as he tries to rotate out. We're going to hop on over to a 3-way fight going on over here.
Oh, and now already down to just 2 players. Controller getting into the boxes and getting the shots, picking up 2 eliminations back to back. Flecken going to fall there. And these are what you need to do in solos. You need to get into the box and you need to finish the eliminations quickly. Because like we saw, if you come and you fight and you box fight and you build fight, and more people are going to come and they're going to realize that, and you are going to fall. So very good play there from Controller.
And so far, it's been the story of the third party. You hear players talk about it all the time, whether it's your friend or your favorite streamer, that third party, is the extra player who comes in. So if you're taking a 1v1 and then somebody else rotating by says, oh, you guys are preoccupied. First we saw Nebby picking up the 2 shots there, and then Controller closing it out with that epic tactical shotgun. Going to be on board here with Ovation Orion. We've seen him pull off a number of plays, but again, really good at kind of those ambush-style tactics, as you can see here, trying to set up a little bit on this player who's rotating in front of him. You can see the map in the bottom right-hand corner. That is the next storm zone revealed, so you can see we're pulling a little bit central. We're just kind of south of the authority, or just over the authority, with a little bit of a southwestern side there. So most of the players will have time. The Slurpy Swamp players will have tons of priority, and Storm Surge has just turned on, which is something you might not be familiar with if you're watching there. So Storm Surge is actually on in every game, but is only activated when you're above a certain number of players left. That number of players for the third zone is 70. So with 83 players currently left, 13 will be impacted. What it does is those who haven't done enough damage to the opposing players will then take 25 damage every 10 seconds. It's to try and encourage a little bit of active play, which we see here from Orion taking out Queasy, who's going to be queasy about that, just being game-ended right there before the rotation occurs, not picking up any points in that match.
And what a smart play. He went in different angles and didn't just crash pad off the top, because he knew Queasy would have been expecting that, and found an angle, got in the box, got the elimination. That also, with Storm Surge, it causes people to make plays like that. Arion may have decided that, you know what, a couple tags were good, I'm good to go, move on. He's put him pretty high up in the Storm Surge, but he didn't want to take the chance. He wanted to make sure he was above at least 100 damage on the threshold. So he decided, I got to go in, I got to get in the box, because when Storm Surge starts hitting you, nobody's going to let you shoot them. No one's going to let you even look at them. They're going to be sitting in their boxes. They're going to sit there and wait and not even open windows, not even make any movements, because they know, hey, that guy's getting hit by a big purple lightning bolt. We can't attack him. Well, all of a sudden Phoenix is actually going in, but maybe a little bit of a misplace, he gets eliminated.
Gets punished right away, and Tigwe has everything you could possibly want for a box fight there. I mean, just look at the loadout, having the epic tactical shotgun, the epic burst AR, crash pads, plenty of shields. So Phoenix might have felt a little pressure to go in and create some space, but Tigwe punishing very succinctly there, as now we swing on board. Milan, Seventor, Kiko, and Anas all directly on top of each other. You become legends. Anas has played incredibly well. Clement also joining in on the party, and this is what we talk about, that Storm Surge. All the players who below, Anas being one of them, are going to be forced to find tags. That damage is going to start coming through. He's going to need to convert on it, and he converts brilliantly there, picking up Supremacy's Clement in number 1 elimination, and also closing in on that first placement threshold, Clay.
It was such a beautiful play by Anas, because he knew Clement had that bush. He said, you know what, he's going to go for the pickaxe. I'm just going to go ahead and edit that wall out so he can get the initial shot, and that got him the elimination. That initial shot there gave him the damage just to follow up with another tack shot. And with that rare tactical shotgun, it does a lot of damage if you're able to hit all the pellets, and that's exactly what he did. Now on his way, he got the pepper placement threshold, just came through as well, and now he's moving in. He's got a very great loadout to secure himself a very good placement here. And we know Anas is very, very capable, like you talked about, and he's already stalking another player. He's looking to take down AX Controller.
Yeah, and that's Controller 007 from the FNCS Invitational. We saw him have a number of really solid performances. Still need 3 players to go down from that Storm Surge threshold, but Anas just trying to kind of follow in this rotation path, get as close to center of zone. So if you're kind of new to watching competitive Fortnite, joining for the first time in Party Royale or Twitch or YouTube or Twitter or WatchFortnite.com, what do you care about as you're watching this game, as Anas will take it down, or what are you looking for? Mongrel and Thomas HD also picking up eliminations to put us below the Storm Surge threshold. The first thing is whether or not opponents are picking up, people are picking up eliminations. You can see that to the right of the player's name, that's right next to kind of the little mark there. And that will represent 1 point every single time as they go through. Additionally, you're worried about them picking up placement points. In this format, the first one occurs after 25 players have gone down, then the next one occurs after 50 players have gone down, then it's every 10 and 5 players. So when somebody ends up falling in 41st or 31st or 26th, that's a huge changeover. But now, during the middle part of the game, as everyone's rotating through, what they're looking to do is establish space for themselves, make sure they're safe, and then find tags so they're not threatened by that storm surge that we were talking about ahead of time. As now we hop on board here with MCSX Squeezy, who has placed top 25 in 78% of his games this FNCS, best in the EU, and that's something to contrast with the fact that he also plays really aggressive in the early and the mid game. If he gets caught out and he's able to convert, he's had some of the highest elimination totals throughout the entirety of the FNCS, Clyde.
And I was going to say, I'm surprised he's not going into this player's box that's literally just fishing in front of them. Someone else tried it, and he's waiting. You can tell he wants to get into this box. As soon as he sees that player start to make moves into the other box, or maybe he finds out exactly where they are, he wants to go in. But he's got Letwick right above him, so you can tell he's being a little bit more cautious this time around. In the heat and the qualifiers, he knew he had a little bit of leeway after that great performance that he had. He was able to play a little bit more aggressive and still get top 25, which is insanely impressive. Now, the biggest impact of the game right now is going to be this Kit Shockwave launcher in Thomas HD's inventory. He's already got an elimination because of it. He's also already near the next zone. He doesn't have to rotate very far, which is really good for him because he only has 94 materials.
He only has 94 materials, and he's right by the priority on high zone. This is the 4th zone, which means it's the last safe zone that's completely inside the current safe zone. After that, the 5th one will be the half in, half out, which kind of signals the transition into the end game as Thomas helps end Sebi's game there. He's going to be sent back and have to queue up after that, and Thomas hits him with a favorite emote. Hey, if you got that emote and you're in Party Royale, mimic it right now. Let Thomas know you're with him and sending him the aid, because he has a really good shot to ride this game out with where he's positioned, because after the 4th zone, you don't want to head super central. So all of a sudden, if that half in, half out zone pulls to the south and is on this high ground, and he has all the shockwave launcher plus a launch pad plus the mythic charge shotgun, it's going to be really difficult to force him out of a priority position. He's going to be somebody to watch over the course of this game who's going to impact the other players around him.
And he's already doing that just with his AR. He impacted Sebi. He's going to take down passive. And this is very, very good for him because he doesn't have to go too aggressive to get these eliminations. They're kind of being handed to him here as he's just taking a grasp of his surroundings, looking at every possible angle and getting eliminations. And speaking of that, Mr. Savage going to pick up an elimination there onto for Strokey.
Yeah, and you can see that action kind of being driven as players are forced to rotate in and start to get priority position, because it's not only just about being safe here, it's about establishing yourself for the next rotation, because that half in, half out is so important in terms of priority. But right now, Reason is 5 below the damage threshold. So once this zone clears, he'll start ticking. You want to keep an eye on the top left and then the bottom right-hand corner. That number will need to drop down to 50 players before Storm Surge turns off. And if anybody we're watching is below the threshold, they'll start taking that 25 damage every 10 seconds. And Reason just able to get himself above it with a nice tag there, and he's starting to get aggressive. We talk about the utility of the crash pads. We saw it in the package beforehand in Ball and Child. Talked about how good he can be aggressive on the low ground, and he gets Heatsy there, which is a huge elimination as well, because he pulled that half in, half out zone we talked about. Everyone who banked on it being up on the high ground saying, hey, if it pulls up here, I can win the game. Well, they were wrong. It pulled away from them, and they'll be the ones who have to rotate as we hit top 50, meaning Storm Surge turns off, second round of placement points goes through, and everyone is going to be rotating now.
And you saw Savage just waiting with that edit open. He was looking for any possible angle to pick up an elimination. Lois as well. He's kind of fashioned himself a little bit of a base here that's got these pyramids edited in a nice way so we can see down on players rotating. And this is where you want to be. If you do pull half in, half out, you want to be looking for players. You don't want to be exposed because obviously that you could get sniped like Lois might do here. Some people, Mongrel picks up an elimination as well, so he's still here in this game and still fighting as well. As Lois is trying to snipe somebody out of the sky and was not able to hit it, but a valiant effort.
Valiant effort, but just a little wide. Might have given him a haircut, but not going to connect. No Storm Surge tags in play there as we see Kami pick up a huge elim. Lois trying to get involved here, finds the first tack shot, gets the second onto Vadil, who had picked up Savage. So Savage, again, going down early, only picking up an elim and the 2 placement thresholds. 3 points for him there. As we continue through, you can see Flois and Scribs still in. Helix as well. Skype, one of the now veterans, and they call them boomers in the lobby. 3 players in EU are 20 years old, and that is the oldest players who are in the match. But Skype has been around and qualified for nearly every one of these finals. But we're hopping on board here with Quartz Froggy, who had an absurd, just absolutely gross run in heat number 2 to qualify himself. Pushed himself, I believe it was like, I think it was like 19 or 20 points in the final game to get here, but so far quiet on the day. No eliminations, but a decent loadout as we now transition into those fully moving zones, which means all the safe zones are outside, completely away from the current one, and everyone is going to have to move if they want to avoid that storm damage.
And luckily for him, it seems like it's pulling towards him, so he doesn't have to invest those crash pads right away. He can look for eliminations, as you see sitting in the cone, allows him that opportunity to find these rotations as well. You see just bouncing away through the crash pads, doesn't have to worry about it. Squeeze is going to fall there in the feed. That's an important one to note there, because we talked about it, we hyped him up, falling down before that 40th placement threshold as well. He's not going to end on a lot of points. The question is, how many points can Froggy end up on? How many points can the rest of the lobby end up on as this game continues to go on? We see Kiriachi, we see Mongrel, we see Letwick there in your screen as well. And Froggy looks to have taken high ground with that. The shots go through. He's going to get that player down in low HP. It's Cammy going down. What a huge pickup there by Froggy, but he's not done yet. There's another player on the other side. So he does disengage, so he does have mats to build around with and to just drop down layers if he wants to. It seems like he's content on focusing around high ground.
Yeah, and Benji and Hen also picking up a pair of elims there in the feed as we close in on the next placement threshold. It'll be top 30, and then every 5 players going down. Storm Surge will also turn off his top 30, and we're closing in on it. There it is. Scouts picking up a pair to make sure he gets there. That's ADN and Diablo, who we saw yesterday going down. Thomas also goes down, and then Become Legends Rifle picks up Benji Fishy. Deceptos ends up getting Skype as well going down there. Lecce picking up Styler, but we're still on board here with Quartz Froggy, and we saw how much work he can do on the mid-ground tarp here, and he's continuing to run through with that charge shotgun, picks up Scouts as well, and we're in through another placement threshold. So this is what happens as we start getting in the moving circles. All the action for us, so keep an eye. Flois all the way up on the high ground. Kiko has priority on the low ground, and then everyone else is the tarp in between. But Hen and Reason are still up on the mid-tarp.
I think Flois was able to pick up that shockwave launcher from what it looked like. He may have used a crash pad to take it, but Mongrel, I believe, going to fall there on the backside. Rezon still in this game, getting eliminations. Hid, thing on 4. Crash pad will come out here for Hid. He does have a lot of materials left. Carrot picking up 3 eliminations there.
Guys, hide the comments, by the way,
He's going to
Monarch.
be able to block it off, and the capitalization there on the Snazy will be good as he realized already losing HP. Kensel going to take down a player there as well. Anas going to fall. Lois does have what it seems like a crash pad to maintain high ground, but Bad Sniper coming up. Decepto's coming up as well. Everybody is coming up for high ground. Rezon just trying to make it through.
And everyone pushing for the high ground right now, but not necessarily paying attention to what's going down the low ground where people are cleaning up on eliminations. You have Flois in your top right, Froggy in your bottom right, everyone else on the wide. You can see Flois is up on that ultimate high ground. Deceptos in hand down on that low ground with Reason just above them. Froggy waiting for his opportunity, but keep an eye on the number of builds because we're getting down to the final one. Flois going to pick up an elimination there, and he's doing a really good job at just maintaining that high ground control as we're closing in on our top 5. One more player will go down, and then it's all about getting to the top 3. Boom, we have it. Letwick, Bad Sniper, Froggy, Hen, and Flois, top 5 in game number 1.
And Flois looking to close it out 4 eliminations, but Froggy down below, you cannot count him out yet. He is right there. If he takes down Flois from below, that'll be so huge for him because he will get that shockwave launcher, get that mat refresh. Letwick's very, very low. More likely going to be edited down. The shots come through, but no, Flois going to be one to take him down. Froggy gets down Hid. In the meantime, 1v1, Froggy versus Flois. The shockwave launcher up above. Froggy trying to dodge him. Flois sending him down. He's trying to, but he's running out of mats. 15 builds remaining, and Froggy does not look like he's stopping anytime soon. Going out in the zone, taking some damage. Going to shockwave himself down. Little Metro classic. Shotgun does come through. The shockwave is going to send him flying. Shots come through. Flois is going to get the beam, and he takes down Froggy for the victory royale.
Really, really good job from Flois executing on the top-down push with the mythic weaponry, but more importantly, showing the versatility of that shockwave launcher, launching himself down and then finding a gap to launch the opponent out, tracking him, and picking it up with the AR. Match number 1 is done. Fury Flois taking home the victory royale, but we'll see where the leaderboard shakes out. We're going to toss it back on over to Zeke, Shio, and Bala.
GG.
Man, a strong start here in EU, really coming out with a nice flow. Flois finding himself the Victory Royale. Guys, this final fight between Froggy and Flois, both players walk into that 1v1 with 5 eliminations. The Elim and the Victory Royale is going to be that 4-point swing. This is gonna be a good tone setting for the rest of the competition.
We saw it in every region, right? 1 point matters, and that's a 4-point difference for that win and the Elim. The coolest thing, though, to me was the versatility for Flois and how he was playing every single engagement differently and using his entire kit to be able to hold first overall in Europe right now. 6 eliminations, 20 points, and that Victory Royale.
Yeah, but there's also other people lurking near too, and with only the first game, don't forget there's 6. People are starting to establish themselves. I see Hen in 3rd place right now with 15 points, a sign that he could actually be on that hot streak. Hen, a very hot and cold player. Letwick, though, played significantly well yesterday, and he's there again in towards the top placements, and also with a couple elims to put himself in 4th place, but Kinzel too. And then the rest of this, I think, is kind of
Not
maybe
clickbait.
a little different than what we might expect in towards the end of the day. You have Carrot, you had Decyptos, you had a Nas. I mean, there are some of these guys who have the potential to win for sure, but I don't know if that's quite it yet.
Yeah, I think at the top, I mean, obviously this is such a strong start. 20 points for Flois.
For the eliminations are the
I
total
am in.
overall over the 6 games we're playing, as well as the points, and that's a combination of the placement. For these guys, they're kind of sitting at 30th place. They don't have to go for a top 25 anymore. No one has to go for top 50. Everyone here is focused on that win, and they're just slightly behind. Still, though, really hot off the gate.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things that people have to figure out on this first game. There are a lot of things and changes to what people might have been expecting. The plan, Zeke, you talked earlier about how these guys are all starting to do their research and whatnot. It shifts a little bit in grand finals. People start to make
It's
decisions
not
and play with
clickbait.
the mind a little bit of each other to, force things that you might not be comfortable with.
A lot of that is going to dictate that drop spot, right? And how that could, I mean, we're talking about 100 of the very best in the world. That is going to dictate my play and theirs.
I mean, it always starts from the early game, right? Just in general, the entire tournament, from game number 1, your mentality is set in if you do well, if you do bad, and now everyone has different expectations. If you're like Flois, you're at the top spot. You guys mentioned it. Now it's a game of endurance, of holding it and not faltering when things go bad.
And in the grand finals, we have seen tournament after tournament. Being uncontested increases your chances of winning tournaments by tenfold, if not more than that. So being uncontested means you have nobody landing with you. You might be familiar with landing in a hot spot. You don't want to be doing that in grand finals or in set lobbies at all.
Yeah, the opposite of that is contested when someone is there. And Mr. Savage and Noah Riley are side by side at the yacht on the northern side of the map. 2 other big names all the way at Slippery Swamp, Kiriachi and then Benji Fishing.
Noah Riley was not supposed to go to the yacht with Mr. Savage. Mr. Savage had thought that he had done enough to force nobody to land with him throughout the heats. But you know what changes now for Benji is that Noah was going to be landing in the same main building. And of course, Noah did not want to do that. Challenge one of the best players in the world at off-spawn fighting. Did not want to challenge Benji whatsoever. He'll leave what success he had throughout the qualifiers to end up going against Mr. Savage?
I mean, now it's going to be even harder, I think, for Noah Riley all the way up at the yacht. For Benji, even freer. But how did that look in game number 1, right?
Add me,
We're talking
please.
about
I
these
want
names,
to
and
play
we
with
missed
you,
one of the
my
biggest
epic
ones from the
Raimi
first
gamer
game.
4-3.
Flois, who ended up getting the Shockwave loot, didn't start with it, though. He was at the orchard.
And a big difference from what we've seen for Flo is because usually it is the Shockwave loot that he's going for in the early game. That's why he got to this spot, but it doesn't matter. He'll grab it anyways, and he's when you see what Flois just did, and it doesn't matter where you land,
Please.
you could always stumble across Kit's Shockwave launcher.
And this is kind of like talking about the quality of the players we're seeing, right? Like, yes, of course, we have mythic items to play around.
What's your name and I'll
someone
write
like
it.
Flowis, it's like if he's gonna walk up and he's gonna take a fight and eliminate you, and that loot is gonna be put in his hands, like, okay, I'm already good. I'm already at a 10.
What's
You're
your
just
name?
giving me that loot and now making me an 11.
Yeah, and also to think about other people who usually have that opportunity to make it through. There was a lot of the big names. I mean, Janice fell off spawn, which you did not expect for him.
Finding that shockwave launcher gives them a bunch. Janice getting taken out, as Baller just mentioned, stops the momentum overall, right? So in game number 2, these guys have to find a way to rev their engines faster
Raimi
and then
Gamer
get ahead of everyone
4-3.
else with momentum.
Oh man, a lot of momentum here to start the day. Now guys, I do want to continue, but I'm getting word the games are ready. So let's get ready to hop into game number 2 here of the Fortnite Champion Series in Europe. Let's see if the action continues. Sundown, play. Let's send it back your way.
2 minutes, so I'm gonna have to. So it's not, guys. It's not.
Or like I'm a advocate for the
You're gonna
fact
have to
that
add me,
game
guys.
1, it's a nice way to
'Cause
set the
it's not
tone, but you really get an idea of how the
through
leaderboard and how
in
the
the
lobbies are going to play
charts.
after game 2, because particularly with solos, it's about consistency. And who's able to turn over a performance from one game to the next and continue it rolling, and you're really able to see that going down in the second match.
Out flare and put me part leader.
And into the third as well. If you're
Alright.
able to bounce back in that third and you really submit yourself at the top,
No, I'm
you've
not
got a
gonna
chance in that
kick you.
4th, 5th, and 6th game to really turn online.
Right, thanks.
Benji, somebody
So-
who definitely needs to turn online, but
Right, I did, guys. It's not the username's not coming
that
through.
should happen in Savage.
So you're gonna have to add me.
Unfortunately falling. Looks like
Hello?
Benji is trying to take
Hello?
down Kiriachi in the time being.
Hi.
Benji's
Right.
trying to set up one
Watch
of
the
those ambushes
chat.
here on the side.
Watch
you can
the
see him
chat.
trying to pick up Kiriachi as he's going right for those slurp jugs. He is going to find the initial burst shots. They're opting not to use that
I
sniper
don't know
rifle,
why, but it's
and
not coming
instead
through.
closing the gap on him as fast as possible. We'll see if he's able to get it. White tags coming through,
I'll
using
try.
the tac shotgun and the high rate of fire to push through the box. And well done, Benji. We talked about the contestant over there, and he says, "Oh, 0 out of 10 for the effort." The Russian judge doesn't even give him a point.
Right,
Benji taking
the
it
live
down
chat.
there. That's 2 elims right off of
Right,
the start for
Raimi.
him there. You can see in the bottom left-hand
So it's
corner, the 2
Raimi.
most contested areas are Rig and Salty Springs, each with 5+ players right
Can you
now.
stop
So
out flaring?
a lot of space being pushed out, and it's interesting to see 5 players in Salty.
I'm joining your game.
Effectively, you're
Raimi
all
Gamer
taking one
4-3.
house of loot and saying, "I hope this is
Right,
enough."
I'm looking at the chat.
Yeah, I don't know why 5 players are there. I think it has to do something with Rezon. He scared everybody away from Holly Hedges. Anybody that normally landed in that path said, no, I'm just going to go try my chance at Salty there. As we are now over to the Fortia, this is Mongrel, and he's been dropping here for a while. We know that. But he does not have Ocean's Burst AR and Ocean's Bottomless Chug Jug. Someone else may have snagged it from him, and with his aim and with what he can do with it,
Hey,
that
if
burst
can you get
AR is
copyrighted
so
if
good
I did
here
like
from him. It looks like he's
copyrighted
not gonna need it
emote?
now. He's gonna get some tags. That player's
yes.
gonna have to back out. Mongo though, not gonna let him do it. He's got to be careful. He is running out of AR.
Raimi
But he says, you
Gamer,
know what?
for
Who
some
needs an
reason,
AR? I got a shotgun
not letting
and a
me.
crash pad. I'm going into the box. He is going
I'll try
to miss the
again.
jump a little bit, almost deploying a crash pad there, but the continued pressure that he's keeping up is trying to keep this player from going any higher. And it's Smudge just trying to get away. He's got a little sliver of HP, but Mongo going to get in the box and do that Mongo classic and get the elimination.
And he had to resolve that fight right away, because even picking that up with the additional match drop now only has 52 materials, and while he is in the zone, since it did pull towards that south side, he's going to need to find it, and with so many other players around this area, it's going to be really hard to max out quickly. But now let's hop on board with our match number 1 winner. As you can see, the format in the right hand side, each elimination being worth a point. You can see once you get into that top 10, you'll have 8 placement points going through.
Raimi Gamer, is
all the
this
way up to
it?
14 for first. Then you can see 11 through 15th is
The
7, 16 through
copyrighted,
20th is
the only
6.
copyrighted emote I have is
Then
the Out West
10,
emote.
Of course, you get that first placement point
Right.
after the first 25 players have gone down. So still, plenty of players who need to drop here which generally is a little slower from EU. You'll
So I
typically
won't
see
do
a little
it.
more aggression going on.
Right.
However, as you get further and further on into tournaments, the stakes and the players become that much more difficult to fight against, and it's really hard to confidently take an early fight, as we have Rax and the Costa Rican Sebi in a battle over here.
I'm right next to you.
Ooh, and Rax
Right.
on the back foot already. Now this is that
I'm just trying to
just
add-
above Patty. Semi going in. The shots are going to go through. He's going to get the initial damage, and he's going to follow up with the AR.
Remy,
the crouch
Gamer,
spam is
you're gonna
gonna
have to
pay
have
off
me.
for him. The
Won't go through
elimination
it.
comes through,
Probably
but
'cause you're on
now the
control, I
question
don't know.
posed for Sebi is, can he go get his loot? Can he go get the shockwave launcher and that charged shotgun, or will he settle for some of the vault?
Ah,
And generally, that's the goal. It's to go through, get whatever you can from the weather station, resolve a fight there, and then head down and hopefully pick up the remnants of whatever happened at Caddy Corner. But now we swing on over to Authority, where we have Letwick. We're in match number 1. He was able to steal away that mythic glider grapple gun and just kind of rotate out. But now, match number 2, you can see Hardfind over on the side, and Hardfind looking to set up a trap and a bait. And we've seen this before a number of times, particularly around that vault area, where there are some areas you can't build. Players look to have just immediate drop, but
this is
Letwick
intense.
set up really well
Yeah.
I
in terms
add
of his
you.
close quarters combat. Just having that epic SMG as well as the tactical shotgun and a legendary pistol means he has 3 really high rate of fire weapons that give him plenty of abilities to just spam and pressure Hardfind, who's going
Right.
to be looking for an ambush here.
This
in
is my
a second.
name.
But right now, both players just farming up.
And it seems like they're respecting each other's areas of this Authority. They kind of know, hey, he's going to be over here.
And
I
it's
can
in the
tell by
top
how he's
left.
looted. I know Letwick's going to be in this side because I know how he looted from Hardfind's perspective. But what concerning about this is the players that are around. Carrot is there as well. You got 2 other players on the side. But Letwick is playing this very well. He's hitting some things, and then he's standing still. Because that's how the Henchman act. They walk around.
bro,
try to do
like,
stuff
I'm
in their
happy
way,
because
and then they'll
you're
stay
like
still
the
as you do
first
and moving
streamer I
there.
ever
On the other
friended.
side, we've got
Yeah.
Wolfies, who's in a fight against some Marauders. Hopefully
It's
he's able
alright.
to get out of those.
We'll
The
play
Marauders
some,
are very potent. They shoot you, they throw things at
We'll
you.
play some
and they just
squads
try to
in
eliminate you at
after
all
this.
costs, and they've got
right?
very, very good aim.
Sure.
That hunting rifle there in the inventory of the Deadeye
So,
Marauder.
we can
Wolfies
play
is pretty
squads
low, but
with-
he's got Ardent pretty low as well, 150 HP.
For
Now the
Aaron,
Marauders are coming in
me,
here.
you,
Third
and
party is right. Sometimes the third party does not always
and
have to be an actual player. It
the
can be
other
AI.
person in the
This is really
stream.
good for Wolfies. He's allowing Marauders to go after this player and go after him forward to get the initial damage. But if he goes
Remy
in, he's
Gamer.
got to be careful. He can't look to go in right away with all the Marauders around him. If he doesn't do any damage to him, they're going to be very, very, very
I think
hard
Remy
to
Gamer.
build through and walk through. As you see, the builds are going to get broken. This is bad for Wolfies.
I'm watching
He's
your
over the
stream
Marauders.
right
The shots
now.
are coming in, down to
There's
11 HP. He's only got 2 builds remaining.
exclamation.
Watch red place. He can't
Oh,
build
no.
anymore. Got a player right there in front of him. Sniper shot going to come out, and it does. But he goes down to a Marauder.
Vato getting picked off there, but the Marauders catching Wolfies out. No builds, no natural cover nearby.
Hey, do you
Ardent
gift?
soaking most of the aggression. Him opting to go down. Ardent will
not
clean
that
up all
often.
of that. So good heads-up plays by Wolfies to pick up the snipe, but the Marauders ultimately enacting their revenge there. And it can be so difficult when you get caught out by them.
'Cause I've never
particularly in
been
the open, the
gifted.
builds that will target those and will try and take them out. You're definitely able to kind of ditch them and get rid of aggro when you're around some of the more natural cover on the map, those houses,
Alright.
bridges, and the stuff that are nearby. But Vato not going to be happy about that. Was trying to get a little bit of a third-party tag there, and Wolfie's punishing him right before he goes down. Says,
Is
"Hey,
it okay if I
I'm
invite
down,
one of my
coming down
friends
with you,"
in?
and will also deny a key elimination point that could have
Hi,
gone
Remy.
over to Ardent. So ultimately, he's going to be upset his game is over, but at least he was able to pick up a little bit. He's now back on board here with Flowist, and as we can see, he's used to fast starts, placing first with 5 elims in game 1 of Heat
Who's Dusty
as well.
Bone?
So let's see if he can
I don't
turn
know.
this confidence into something more, as he is over on the northeast
Because
side
we
of
can
the
only-
zone with plenty of players
Boy.
around him.
You're
However,
actually-
he has priority on the rotation, but not a ton of materials to really do it. You don't want to be forced to
Dude,
burn
can I invite one of my friends in?
those is the hard
Casey
materials,
Coles.
because once they get built up, they provide.
Yeah, I'm watching your stream too.
However, just they're so much harder to get
If we're,
naturally as you
playing
move through the
squads,
map, that
well, we're gonna have to have like.
Flo is finding Cammy there. And you can
Okay,
see
I guess
immediately he's gonna head
I'll
over
play
there
with
'cause
him
he's like,
later.
"Hey, I need
But I'm
those
watching
maps,
your
I need
stream
those
right now.
refreshes." When we
Fine.
talk about refreshes,
This is the end.
that's going to be refreshing for him.
So all can get all can
Shot and a heads-up play by Flores. He desperately needed that, as well as his ammo was pretty low too. Only 74 AR. That's not enough going into an in-game competitive Fortnite game. You definitely want to have a little bit more like Noah Riley here again. Take off Mr. Savage and now has the loot to show for it. They got coming in clutch with this loot. He's got this player down low with those tags. The big shield gonna be popped there. Now Noah has to be careful. He wants to go aggressive. His instinct is to push in with that crash pad and get the aggressive play, but that player back up to full HP. He's got to be careful. Shots go through the edit. Not going to connect on the shots there. Noah over the top. Shots come through. A 71 tag there for Noah. And now he's going in crash pad in. It doesn't matter though. The crash pad is actually going to send him away. He's got to keep the pressure up to keep this player from popping any shield. And he's got the player back and forth, up and down, up and down. He's got the crash pad. He's going in. Shots are going to come through. The player puts the stare over the top of his head. And another good tag there. Noah's not able to find him. Noah's not able to finish him off. This player continuously layer changing, going up and down in between the builds, and Hydro is just trying to run for their life.
This is nice.
As much distance as possible, and unfortunately going to go down there. Good job for Noah Riley on the chase. We talk about how important it is to resolve fights, particularly because you don't want that opponent burning those resources.
Dude, I can hear myself on your stream right now because I'm watching your stream.
Back up to 6. Good job, so as 4 crash pads. And one thing you'll note in particular when you're looking at these mid-game fights, what you should be keeping an eye on. Anytime a player has crash pads, that will enable them to push into boxes. You've seen it in 2 different ways, both from the top down, where they throw it against one of those cones, so that lets them fall in, and then a perfect example, thank you Ross Orange for showing it right there, winning the fight against Hardfind very closely with 6 HP. That's a horizontal crash pad, where you line yourself up on the corner of the walls, you throw it against that corner, and it'll end up landing right behind you, and it pushes you forward into the box, but it won't affect the other player. So it allows you to line up your shot ahead of time. And most times it'll also put you behind them, so they're not able to play defensively. As Orange is trying to play defensively here, but Bafo just comes in and says, hey, you didn't have enough time to reset and get your shields up. I will take all that loot. Thank you very much.
And that's the dangers of taking a mid-game fight, is if you take any damage, you're going to get partied. Players are going to recognize that shield crack sound, and they're going to move in. But on the other hand, look at Ludwig. He took that fight, got out, and now is on the move. And Carrot is setting up an ambush for the shots coming through. Ludwig has been cracked. Look at the box separation that he just did there from Carrot. Get a time. I am trying to pass him, and he's the stare with the top is not his. He does get a nice layer change coming out and above, but he doesn't have enough time to pop the big show. He's just looking to try to pop another mini, and he does get it off. And now he's looking for a shot. He needs to put the pressure back on to Carrot. Because if not, then he's just going to keep running around, and Carrot's
Dude, are you good at the game?
And Carrot decides, you know what? Not worth my time, not worth my materials, I'm going to disengage.
But are you good at this game?
I'm 50-50 on that.
Yeah,
it felt like if
controller,
Carrot had
but
kind
I'm
of kept
trash on
pressing,
PC.
he might have been able to pick up Letwick, particularly because, look at Letwick, there are only 2 total builds coming out, but that also means if you are able to take him down, you're not going to
I really wish I could get gifted because I never been gifted.
That beneficial unless you're able to rotate cleanly off of it. Both have the crash pads, but now you can see fight going on here between Diablo and NXS Z Andy. Z Andy on the back foot here, and Diablo trying to push forward somebody we've seen had the capability.
This is my first streamer. You're the first streamer that ever friended me.
Keeping Zandy on the back foot, does get the cone replaced. Owns both edits back under. Zandy able to replace that stay there. So Diablo just gonna reset for a second, make sure he stays back up at near that 100 threshold.
I'm a Twitch streamer too.
Go down, so good job making sure you pick that one up. Zandy was below that storm surge threshold. Diablo will see that coming through. The storm surge will take that over. So that's what we talk about right now. You can see on the right hand side, Diablo is currently 130 damage above. Zandy was below, which means he takes that 25 damage every 10 seconds. And it also signals to Diablo, hey,
and when I first joined your party and I accepted this other kid's friend request, did he say, shout out to Big Show, the
credit for that elimination, he will still get the point, then he can go over and safely pick up that.
That is another aspect of competitive Fortnite that everyone has to think about. At Storm Surge, it plays a factor into so many of these players' games. Sometimes they forget about because they're pumping, they're rolling, they got their mats, they got their ammo, they got their builds, they're in zone, and then they're like, wait.
Don't worry, I won't do the copyrighted emote, so
Frenzy Fishy.
So you're safe from copyrighted.
I know. He owns Game Batman, which is copyrighted.
Shots come through, he's going to take advantage and find swaps with one AR shot.
Aaron, if you...
How many left?
Obviously, you do that in the first game. Just find any that you can, far away or up close. Don't even have
Looks
to
like a couple players
getting tagged up for it. Beautiful elimination.
Aaron, if you
stop, but you notice how he's doing that behind editing a single wall that's to avoid all of those hunting rifle headshots that we've seen come out time and time again. You don't want to get a game.
So are we playing squads after this?
To make sure you're safe. That being said, when we talk about tags and going,
check how much people are in the party.
You're looking for long range shots,
1, 2,
not with the intention
3,
of actually
4.
trying to eliminate.
So if 4 people in the party, you can play squads.
Threatened by the storm surge as Flois ends Froggy and puts a prime example of why you need a cone in a window and to limit the number of angles you have.
Dude, I hope you're happy, but I'm watching your stream right now.
Weapons, particularly in EU, that is known for their snipes and hitting their shots. Well done from the game #1 winner, who's continuing to roll with the momentum. He's boxed up next to Arctic, pass it over the side as we're transitioning now into that mid-game kind of territory as players are starting to get closer and looking for priority in terms of zones #4.
Yeah.
What an elimination. He needed it too. He only had 2 hunting rifle shots. That first shot needed to hit. He didn't really have a chance to follow up if it didn't. Very heads-up play by Flois. First place, taking down
Go check out our cooler in the channel.
That's pretty good for your mentality. Even if he goes down here and be like, hey, I took out my competition, so I know I'm pretty secure there, but we're still pretty early on into the game, so we can't really do much with it.
Hold on, let me go change my skin.
When they stress during the top of show how every single interaction matters. Right there, Flois eliminating his direct competition right now. The player who is closest to him, who's able to pressure up. That means if he's able to build up a lead now, it's going to be that much more substantial because effectively he's eliminated one of the players who can threaten him the most. As now we're on board here with ADN. We saw him have an amazing run yesterday, pushing in. Right there, you can see the Dorito edit being taken down. That's such a good push. Fastrokey was looking to set up the crash pad there with that edited cone.
And a copyright strike.
Dropped in and then occupied the space, stuck to the AR.
Does anybody know how it learn PC players? Because I'm not that good.
Dude, right when I joined your stream, I heard you say, "Oh, I have 1 viewer." I was your first viewer.
Alright, do you have a YouTube channel? I'll put it in the description. Or in the chat?
No, I don't have a YouTube channel.
Well, are you chatting?
Nearby as well.
Huh?
Are you talking in the stream?
Passive, like a lot of players still alive.
Hold.
We talk about
Hold on.
50, 11 players need to go down. Starting to make the heads up, plays in the box.
Okay, now I can hear you. What?
The shots come through. He does.
You talking in the stream?
Go down the aggressive play, not going to be rewarded. And Arden to be rewarded for his passiveness.
Wait, let me just turn on my mic. Maybe this is the problem.
That storm surge and trying to get priority. We talk about
now maybe I can hear you.
The bottom right-hand corner.
You writing in my chat.
Their claim on as much real estate as possible for when that
I can't like do anything. I can't like the video or subscribe to your channel. I really wish I could.
That's going to open up the leaderboard. Tons of players will have an opportunity to charge up. Eyes are now on 10, and whether or not he can kind of extend.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Also picks up Lecce. Mongrel getting scout there in a brilliant job because he's now cleared out all the players on this tarp. In that next, the half in, half out, the one before moving is pulling directly over to this cluster of players. So Tayson, Benji, Helix, Wizen, Mr. X will all be over there, sharing the half in, half out with Ardent. They all have priority on everyone else who's rotating into the zone.
So they're
going to be fighting among themselves to make sure they're safe and not going to get ambushed, and then swap over to what Tayson's doing now, looking to catch the players, burning their rotation, burning launch pads and crash pads, trying to get into this zone.
And this is very lucky for Tayson because, again, especially the amount of builds in the inventory, he only had 54. That is not where you want to be for this endgame, so he has to find an elimination to get to these moving zones effectively. He does have the 6 crash pads, but when you start to use those crash pads, you start wasting those builds as you box up, and he needs to find somebody. As shots come through, he's not going to be able to beam people out of the air just yet. But we do see Nebby unfortunately falling, but he did get that top 15 placement threshold, which is what a lot of people are playing that consistency. Hey, at least I went down inside of that. Tayson, however, is looking to get aggressive, and I believe that's on, I think this is Benji. I'm 97% sure Benji is right nearby. If Benji makes the wrong edit, he goes into a box that's not his. Tayson is going to go aggressive. You see the big shoulder's going to be popped. Edit's going to come through. No crash pad in. Shots coming through. And Benji's going to go down. Tayson going to take him down.
You called it. He was looking for it, waiting for Benji. He heard him trying to set up and get some space, knew he was pressured around the side. The horizontal crash pad entrance puts him behind Benji, cleans it up with the tactical shotgun, and well done. And Hen, the third place player on the leaderboard before the last game, going on the high ground right now, has priority position with Enos and Mongrel just below him. Also Floki on the same ground, but we're going to hop on over to the Become Legends player. He's been playing so well recently, cleaning up the Cash Cup on his birthday. Had a phenomenal performance yesterday to also guarantee him spot here, and he has priority on this next zone. What that means is he's the closest to where the safe zone has to go past. So as it funnels and everyone else rotates, they have to go past Hen. You do not get to past Hen, and you notice he's built so much space around him, so he can't be shot at in return. All of these shots are completely safe, so anything he's able to convert on will turn into points for him here. And he does take over now. He's not shooting through that wall. That is just one of the graphical issues with the replay. He's picking up tags, but now you can see setting up a crash pad, going to use it to go on the rotation late. And he picked up a key elimination.
Are you still here?
Why is it there as we have our top 35?
And it's such a key elimination because he gets Jules' glider gun, and now he's got free rotation everywhere. He could win this game based off that elimination. It was such an impact elimination, but he's being a little bit too greedy on that zone. He did get tagged up, but he's still good. Rotation going in. We do see Sapphic going down, and rotation X Squeeze went down as well. So a lot of the big names are out of this game, but Hand looking to keep his streak alive and take down one player. Landed right on top of him. That was
Are you still
very,
there?
very heads-up elimination onto Pablo. But
Right, I'm back. I was just showing me in the mic.
He needs to find another one.
He needs to find the outside. He can't be in this cluster. It's really weird to take the grapple gun and then immediately go into the middle because you don't really have the ability to utilize it. And that's what we're looking for, getting towards the outside of the zone so he has more options there. Anas, teammate up on the high ground there, but this is the solos competition, just playing for the same org. You have Gamers Origin, Deceptive.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. I'll put it on pop block.
Another point going through.
So you can join.
Running through the high ground. Reason still in the match. You can see Deceptive picks up Ardit there.
Join.
Top 20 takes over. Another point going through, and right as I say his name, Reason ends up going down. This is looking like the Become Legends top 15 right now.
Yeah.
They have 3 or 4 players still up, but Deceptive trying to find the space, finding a good job, carving his way through, and making sure that he owns all of the builds on this level as we close in on top 15. Bad Sniper missing out on a key placement point, and Deceptos looking to try and find a pick on this Crash Pad player, doing a good job to deny the rotation, finds a tag, but not able to necessarily convert it. So many shots.
Hey, dude, look at me, bro.
That's such a key pickup inside the top 15.
Let me get to it.
Then he chased down this player, and he finally gets it. That snipe going down, but Hen is still up, picking up Orion as we get into our first.
All about the memes.
Going up a little bit of an incline. You see
Nothing.
it. The old builds are there as well. Hand is going to fall. Slick going to fall in tandem. Top 10 placement points being missed out by both of them. That's a huge boost as well.
Dude, I have the ninja style.
Shots are coming
Nice.
through. He's getting the tags, and he does. Frenzy Fishy is going to go down. Deceptos needs to get out of zone. He's thinking he doesn't have any floppers. He's looking to get in, and he does. But
To get in the clan, you have to 1v1 me after the stream, right?
What?
So if do you want to be in me clan?
Ticking down very, very low. Now inside his zone, he's good to go. But
Remy.
this is looking really,
I mean,
really rough.
Remy,
He doesn't have
the big
floppers.
show.
Mr.
Do you want to
X is
go
gonna down.
get in
He's
me
gonna be
clan?
the one to do it. He's still trying to be popped there. And look at Anas just Tyro whopping
Sure.
all the way up top.
Sure, I'll try and run V1 you.
Over old builds, I don't know how many builds he's got left,
Don't
but
me
he
go
may
on
be able to win this
controller.
solely based on the fact that's going
I'm
over
a
old
god on
builds.
controller or P
Old
or
build
just
getting
see on keyboard
priority,
and
that
mouse.
moving zone, we talked about it. It just randomly pulls a distance.
I want to
back
try
away,
and.
which means
Can you like make it easy and use like the keyboard and mouse because
Play Acosta
it has the
Sever.
mythic loadout as well, so this is so big for him as we move into the top 5. 4 players left, but Anas has complete control over this lobby. You can see Tayson as well in the middle.
You don't have. Can you please,
Ibis?
Ibis?
Are going to round out your
Look.
top 4. who will finish it off? Will Anas
Right, 2 minutes,
the
guys.
run of the catty corner?
Oh.
Do you want to end your stream?
There, but the shockwave launcher comes out right away and knocks him over the zone. And Anas does get tagged, but is able to pop the flop in the zone and then gets the follow-up tag with 6 HP to spare. Become Legends Anas from the high ground. 4 eliminations in the Victory Royale, taking game number 2.
The flop was what he needed to pop, and he did do just that. The Victory Royale.
Are you
nice.
the?
I think
Who's
may be able
the
to
ball,
move into
please?
first place
I
after
want
that
to.
game, just on the number of points and eliminations.
Which one
But
are you?
we're definitely going to need the analysts to break that one down,
who is
so
the
we're going
ball,
to send it right
please?
over to them here.
Person.
Can you stop Aaron?
Thank you guys so much. Great cast here in game number 2 of Europe. Anas finding the Victory Royale there.
Thanks,
Mad
Doc.
props to him. Now here's the thing though. Tayson, another
4
big
viewers.
name we're
Thanks
used
for
to
4
seeing.
viewers.
Talking about the quality of players. This is someone who is coming in strong.
You actually
Ends that
being
game in
such
5
a noob.
eliminations. Had he
Aaron,
picked
you?
up that VR, that 4-point swing would have actually moved him higher up the leaderboard. We'll see that as we take a look at the standings and look at who is currently holding down that number 1 spot.
Usually who ends up winning the game is always at first. That is the same story here right now. BL and Nas all the way up top. Victory Royale, 7 elims, 28 points. But
Yeah, who-
what happened that game was a bunch of eliminations from top players, changing the standings from 2nd all the way to 10th.
And there's BL Hen in 2nd there. Somebody definitely didn't matter because he placed 4th in the first game. Not necessarily the biggest boost in points this game. Other names too, DeCitos, who's the king of placing 5th place. The French legend who came out there in the Invitational starting to rise up. But then Tayson, Zeke, you mentioned him, getting that 2nd place will boost him way up, but he could have done more. Reason still stays around the 9th place mark, but still in
Babe Mongrel was in this.
Everybody, thanks for 10 subscribers. Thank you very much. Thank you for 10 subscribers.
Thomas HD, Floki, Frenzy Fishy. There's so much heat coming off of the
Thank you for 10 subscribers, guys. Really appreciate it.
could walk away the victor, and especially when we're this tight, and we still have 4 games left to go, boys. Anything could still happen. There's all these guys at the top.
Hey, dude, can I say something to your chat?
You're saying look at the names. I'm looking at the points too. You're mentioning that it's tight. It's like a 2-point difference between everyone.
Play
They are
custom
neck and
server
neck.
after the
Listen,
event.
Slicks is here.
What?
Twains are deeps. Like all these
I
guys
was
are
the
playing so
1-0
well,
sub.
but they're playing well while others aren't too.
happened?
No one can
Hey,
really break away.
Aaron,
Benji, who was
shush,
used to sit in
Aaron.
the top 10,
Okay.
at 24th,
Aaron,
and from what I'm seeing, he's having good games still. It's not enough though for that number 1 spot.
It's kind of another kind of slow start
Dude,
for Benji, which
who said
I
that?
think some people are maybe starting to get a little used to. He
Hey, dude.
always rises at the top.
Yeah.
But that might be a sign that it's
Um,
back to, you know, the old Benji of Grand
do you-
Finals, the one
Yeah.
who does get good performances.
Think to,
ends
like,
in the
chat?
top 10, top 15, very
What?
solid out of 100 players, but not quite.
Do you mind if I say anything to your chat?
Yeah, I
Play
don't
custom
mind.
server after the
I
event.
think I just want to like thank them because you got to 10 subscribers.
What they need to happen, really manifesting this win.
Really,
If any-
Gamer, I don't have a support creator. I don't
Yeah,
have a
Grand
support.
Finals is all about
Operator,
power, and it comes in many
Let me just thank 'em.
forms. We're starting off with how Power struggles on early games of spawn fight.
Guys
Noah
that were
and
in
Mr. Savage, they had a big
in
battle down.
Phase
Noah showed
Tape
that
Blocks chat. Thank you to getting him
And it's
for
all because Benji
for getting him to
scares
10
Noah into
10
going
subscribers.
into somebody who might end up struggling because of it. Benji, though, saw a sign of weakness, and because of that, he
It's Fortnite good. I was the 10 sub. Yeah. Thank you, it's Fortnite good. Do you want to add me for being the 10th sub on Fortnite?
At fighting in the early and mid game, and Benji
It's
is not
good.
scared whatsoever.
Please.
Yeah,
It's
Power
Fortnite
back
good.
to
What?
basically here where we're at.
And we can
Swap
play
and
some
Benji
Team Rumble
gets in
with
the
you.
box with style, breaks through, hits a big shot, and shows
That
his
doesn't mean
power
you me
afterwards.
clan by pickaxing.
That show of
Yeah.
power, that show of
Yeah.
confidence, something that we're used to seeing.
And
out of
plus,
Benji.
you're not
Say
second leader,
yes,
Aaron.
but it might be
Aaron, you're not the
overconfidence.
second
He
leader.
pushes a fight
Yeah?
against one of the best players in the world.
Can you
Now we're
please
switching to
gift
Flawless.
me? I've never been gifted once.
I've got
Yeah,
no
for him,
V-Bucks,
he
sorry.
was holding power in game number 1, continues to dropping down Froggy.
You can't be gifted. It says in 2 days for some reason.
He loses it over to Advise, and we see one of our new players who are in that second place slot.
Second place for Hen after a very good game number 1, and follows it up with a pretty decent game number 2, a 10th place for him, but a couple of elims to boot. And that will put him where he needs to be if he wants to grab that crown at the end of the day.
You want to add me?
Sign of power. He falls in 11th, but that's at least
Remy, add one. Remy, do you have a support creator?
Starts for a lot of players in this game. It was Anas who ends up winning, who had Catty Corner and the Mythic Loot as well. The Shockwave Launcher can charge Shotgun too. And he just made power become his tool in this end game. He became legend incarnate, literally just personifying the organization he's on and using this entire end game as a playground. Bouncing people up, shooting them down after that two-piece right there. Anas looks so dynamic, and yes, we saw Flois with the hunting rifle, we saw him with the charge shotgun last time, but for me, it was Anas's gameplay, his creativity that really separated him from the pack and showed us his use of power.
Please don't say yeet out flaring, because it could be copyright.
For a brief moment, but this time it goes down. Kit spawns down at the gas station, and that's where Anas is lurking. He had a good game last time in 10th place, but if you want to become a legend at the end of the day, if you want to solidify yourselves among the greats.
Dude, I'm gonna invite my sister. Is that okay?
Yeah, we can play some Team Rumble.
I'm gonna invite her.
Definitely looking to break away.
Can you stop?
Anas is ahead of the game, 28 points, but Shy, is that gonna hold?
Didn't hold in game number 1 with Flois. I feel like when Anas gets that
Who's
top
this?
spot, he holds it completely.
I'm gonna add.
Especially at
I'm gonna
Catty
add.
Corner, so I feel like, yes, that's my call.
Can you tell your sister others?
That being said, guys, let's throw it into game number 3 here in EU of the FNCS Grand Finals. Casters, we're sending it back your way to get into the action.
11 subscribers, thank you.
Thank you so much. Zeke, Chayo, and Ball. Insightful as always. Everyone is looking to become a legend, but right now,
Why did you unsubscribe then?
first and second in the welcome. My name is Sundown, joined here by the fantastic, as always, Playstelling. This is match number 3, the halfway point of the EU.
When I watch it's Fortnite's good channel. Buy Fortnite 2 days ago.
You just dropped in, hit one of those telephone booths, the changing stations. Make sure you get your favorite outfit on, then head on over to the main stage, catch the action out. You can see where everyone's dropping right now.
And if you notice, the yacht only has 1 player on it, so I'm interested to see who that player is.
Fortnite.
Savage, is it
Fortnite good. Fortnite ain't going. It's only going on mobile. Only mobile.
Okay, do you want to do squads yet?
Dude, can we go play some squads?
Yeah.
Switching over to an
Go back to lobby. I'm happy this is my first time playing with a streamer. Dude, you can stay live streaming if you wanted to.
And I am gonna stay live streaming.
Well, I'm gonna find your live stream so I can watch it again.
Right.
Oh, there it is.
Can you click some?
We'll have to play Team Rumble.
No, just put creative one.
Actually, let's put creative tryouts.
I'm not in this hobby. I'm ready.
You're in the pie.
I'm not for me.
Log.
I'm lagging. Dang. Hello? Why did they own me?
Hello?
I don't know. Aaron, stop joining your controller. That's probably like.
This is my fifth controller. Actually, I'm glad to lie. This is my 10th controller. Actually. This is my 10th.
Remy, I'm gonna add you on PSN.
So if you wanna beat, you have to beat me in 2 box fights. Isn't that right?
True. Beat